Are you really giving yourself room to grow? Let's talk about having a growth mindset. What's up, y'all? My name is Elia. I'm a mindset coach. I talk candidly about my journey, as well as share tips to encourage growth and healing and uplift anyone who may struggle with feeling seen. So let's talk about having a growth mindset. What is it? Put simply, a growth mindset is believing that your skills, your abilities, your aptitudes, your knowledge, all of that can grow or be developed over time. You, as a person, the person you are today, you can grow, improve, elevate that person over time through work and dedication and intention. And this differs completely from having a fixed mindset, wherein you believe that what is what will remain. You may not see opportunities with a fixed mindset, whereas with a growth mindset, you can see a situation that may be on its surface, doesn't look so ideal, and you can see that as an opportunity to grow or change or evolve in some way. And having a growth mindset comes with a range of benefits. It increases your opportunities first and foremost because you are actually primed to look for opportunities. You're primed to look at situations and again see past the discomfort, but see opportunities to grow, see opportunities to learn, see opportunities to advance within that. And actually taking those opportunities, that then leads you to increase consistency and goal achievement over time. If you're taking opportunities, you're going to reach some of your goals. You're maybe not going to be batting 100, but you also miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So that's not to say just throw things at the wall and see what sticks. That's not what I'm saying, but it is important to see those opportunities and be willing to actually pursue them, because through that consistency and that effort, you will get where you want to be enough times. And through that, you also develop a well rounded skill set and just a more well rounded life in general, because you're taking those opportunities. And again, they're not all going to work out, but you're going to learn something in the process, and learning through those failures or those challenges that helps you refine yourself over time and really build a skill set that continues to move you forward, and that increases your confidence and your resilience over time, because through those lessons, some of which will hurt and will be tough, don't get me wrong, but through overcoming and navigating those lessons, you build self-reliance and you see evidence of your ability to actually navigate through the hard times and keep going. So you build that resilience and you build that muscle that allows you to keep pushing forward no matter what. Through all of that, you also build a clear sense of self, because on that journey and through repetition and taking those opportunities, and again, sometimes succeeding, sometimes failing, you're going to get a clearer sense of what really works for you, what doesn't work for you, who you are first and foremost, and that'll allow you to not only have that clear sense of yourself, but then practice setting healthy boundaries as a result of having that clear sense of yourself and identifying what just maybe doesn't work for the person you are, and what doesn't serve you, or what goes against your needs and makes it hard for you to actually advance yourself. All of that is part of this journey and comes as a result of having a growth mindset. And another potential benefit is that as a result of that work you do on yourself, you then get the opportunity to have more fulfilling relationships. If you're constantly advancing and constantly pouring into yourself, that's going to overflow and you're going to attract situations and circumstances that then reflect that to you as well. So, with that said, let me share a little bit about what this has looked like for me. Again, to humanize this as always, for me, largely more in my younger to mid 20s, I saw my potential, but I would also often struggle to actually execute on it because of a fear of being judged or failing, or just otherwise this perfection mindset or this need to be perfect that I had adopted as, I don't know, somehow a part of my existence. And that meant that sometimes I just didn't push myself. I didn't take opportunities. I didn't really get out of my comfort zone in certain situations or take opportunities that would have otherwise propelled me forward because they just felt too unfamiliar or too risky or too scary. And when things would then get very overwhelming at points, I would just shut down and stop moving altogether, which cost me momentum. Once something is moving, it's easier to keep it moving. So each time I would shut down, it would be an effort to restart the engines and get moving again. And that impacted me in a lot of ways, don't get me wrong, but one of the ways it did impact me is it impacted my self-esteem and my sense of self-worth and my overall confidence, which all opened up the door for me to kind of accept situations that didn't serve me because I maybe was in a space where I just didn't see better for myself at that moment or couldn't see better for myself. And through a lot of work, I was actually able to shift that. And largely in my late 20s, that's when that really started to shift. But the point is that it took a lot of work and it still takes work daily to maintain a growth mindset. Challenges be challenging. And sometimes it's hard to see them as opportunities and not just see them as obstacles. So, with that said, let me share a few tips that have helped me on my journey in hopes that they will help you on yours. First and foremost, it's important to embrace challenges. I know it can be easy to just want to run from things or see something in your way as insurmountable or something you can't get around. And I mean, hey, we're human, that's going to happen. But it's important to first and foremost see those challenges as an opportunity to learn something, develop a part of yourself, or something new to overcome. Some of those challenges will force you to redirect. Some of them are things you're just going to have to work through so you can keep going where you're already going. Only time will tell, but you have to stay the course and actually work through it. You can't just run from it because then you'll never know, right? And it's important to trust yourself and be willing to fail. Again, I mentioned that for me at points, perfectionism was a hindrance. You got to ditch that. You have to be willing to fail and know that whatever you used to make a decision, you got to trust that. And that's not always going to be 100%. You will make mistakes. You will be flat out wrong sometimes. And I think there's a lot of value in being wrong because it gives you an opportunity to learn. I'm not saying just go out here all crazy, but be willing to try and fail and be wrong and then extract some lessons from that. That's really important. And which that actually brings me to my next point, which is viewing failure as a lesson, an opportunity, and not just something that's painful. Again, failure can hurt and it often will hurt, but there's always a lesson, there's always something constructive that can be pulled out of it if you're just willing to look for that and really reflect through how you showed up and see the situation in its entirety, even if what you see isn't what you want to see. And lastly, it's really important to seek and build a support system, and a support system specifically that you can trust, because sometimes you can't trust everybody. But it's important to have somebody around you that you can trust and lean on and really pull in and have as not necessarily a guidance, but as maybe a sounding board to help you keep on your journey. So I hope those tips do help you. And as always, I want to leave you with one reflective question. And today's question is, how could adopting a growth mindset propel you toward your goals today? Think about it.